Welcome to a bonus anniversary edition of the Simplistic Reviews Podcast. The website is 1 year old and the boys took some time out to commiserate it. 1 year. I'd have never imagined they'd make it that long. And I'm just talking about their life expectancy. Here are your hosts, again, barely clinging to life, Matthew Stewart, DJ Valentine, and Justin Polizzi.
Hello, anniversary. This is the Simplistic Reviews Podcast. It's our 1 year anniversary of the site. So
we did it!
I don't know what we have accomplished.
Cue champagne effect.
USA.
Cue Jay-Z video.
USA.
USA. Yes. We're.
Even though nobody in the USA reads our reviews.
We're very popular in Europe.
We are, quite.
We've been away for a little while because of the summertime and some personal stuff, but we're back, and it's a little bonus cast. Herpes, so I got to get my shots. Justin had the HPV thing. So we... I'm sorry, did I out you there on national television? Justin might
for
have...
For our podcasting public.
Hey, listen. I like pussy.
He likes it so much, he's willing to take one for the team.
Yeah. Never mind that little white discharge.
That's what he's going to name his firstborn. Discharge.
Discharge.
Hey, little Discharge, come here.
I've always said I would name my firstborn Mortal Kombat. And then, because you wouldn't want to
Mortal Kombat! Just yell him to come inside.
Yeah.
But don't worry, because I'm going to have multiple kids, and they're going to be Street Fighter and Street Fighter 2.
All your kids are named after Capcom games.
I want a kid named Pitch Fighter.
I want Bad Dudes.
Oh, you're gonna have twins.
I'm gonna have twins called Bad Dudes.
No, the twins you have Double Dragon.
Double Dragon, yeah, that's true. Oh, very horrible movie. Well, anyway, this is as we digress. This is our 1 year anniversary of the site. This is a little bonus podcast that we're doing before we get back into the swing of things for the month of July. 1 year ago today, I remember Justin had, I guess you texted me and you said, "Hey, you want to make fun of people's movies?" I was like, "Yeah."
Nice.
I got this friend of mine named Matt. He wants to make fun of movies too. He's like, "Yeah, let's make a website about it." And that's essentially
I like kicking a movie when it's down.
Kicking a movie while it's up. Fuck it down.
That's pretty verbatim. I'm not gonna lie.
That's essentially what happened. It was like, "Hey, you want
to make fun of people's artistic
dreams and desires,
creativity and dreams." Like, yeah, fuck their dreams.
Fuck their dreams. Fuck their dreams. The first two movies that were reviewed on the website, Matt came in a little bit later. Yours was Zack and Miri, Matt, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that was my first one. Yeah,
but
you always remember your first one.
Yeah, that was like a couple days after the site.
Or you try not to remember that.
Yeah, it depends.
But
there's a lot of factors.
But the two first movies reviewed on the website, the day the website launched, was Lethal Weapon 1. And Die Hard, and we thought which would be cool if we just talk about those two movies, why we picked them, why they're fucking awesome. And Justin, you picked Lethal Weapon as the first movie we reviewed on the site is Lethal Weapon, which is pretty fucking badass if you think about it. The first movie review of a movie review website is Lethal Weapon. Why did you pick Lethal Weapon as your favorite, the first movie to review?
Because it's like, amazing. I mean, it's like, why did you pick Die Hard? Because it's considered one of the greatest action films of all time. And ever. I think Lethal Weapon is right up there, as well as when you look at the writing and the whole format and everything with the characters. It just works almost perfectly. Just like Die Hard, it's almost a perfect film. And it's really one of the earlier films I remember watching. And just, when you're like 3 and you watch that movie, you become a man.
You automatically grow hair on your dick.
Yeah. And other spots.
These two movies, I mean, one thing that's like weird about Lethal Weapon to me is that Richard Donner is like is the director guy who did Superman.
Yeah, Dick Donner.
And the thing about it is, it's just like he is like one of the most unsung action directors maybe of all time. Nobody like him. Lethal Weapon is not like a PG-13 film.
No.
People die horribly and often.
Yeah, multiple shotgun wounds.
I mean, when people get
Shots.
shot, they're getting. Yeah, the first scene, I was watching Lethal Weapon like this afternoon just to bone up on it, and I was watching the first scene of the movie. First scene of the movie is this naked high chick
Jumps out the window.
jumping off of a
Right
window,
onto
jumping off
the
a
window.
back. I'm like, this is the guy that did Superman.
And what's great is you got that parallel with the music. You got Christmas
Yeah, with
playing
the
in the
Christmas
background.
music.
Yeah.
Jingle bells, and there she goes flying. Nipples and all.
Yeah.
What a
Complete
waste.
80s though, with the drugs and everything.
Oh yeah.
It's beautiful.
Matt, did you? When's the first time you even saw Lethal? Do you see? You guys are probably too young to have seen Lethal Weapon in the theater. I think.
I didn't see it in the theater. You were probably like only about what 6 when it came out though.
Yeah, I was.
I think I was about. What did it come out like 85?
I think it's
85.
I think it's
86?
87.
March of
87. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I was 4. I was maybe 4, depending on when it came out, like month wise. So between 3 or 4.
That's a perfect movie to take a child to. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, matinee to Lethal Weapon. It's nothing's better than that. I don't know. I think I probably caught it on. It was either on HBO, most likely, or my dad had recorded it on VHS, and I ended up watching the VHS of it one day. So.
I was sperm at this time.
Yeah, you wouldn't even lie. Justin was like,
swimming around my daddy's dick.
I've been driving with while you were itching your daddy's pants. An apropos quote from Danny Glover.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, what's great about the website, when we first started the website, I think we were trying to decide, should we just do movies? Should we just do new movies? Should we do any genre? And I think you said we should just do anything we want, like any time period, because some of these old films, I know a lot of people who haven't even fucking seen Lethal Weapon.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Some of some of the movies that
Do you talk to these people? Because you shouldn't.
Sadly,
Probably just punched him in the face.
Sadly, I have to talk to some of these people. But yeah, there's the old. I mean, the '80s when it comes to the action genre, we did that whole Commando RoboCop thing back in the day. But,
Oh yeah.
but we were trying to pick up.
Oh boy, remember.
On that list, I remember Justin, you were like, we should put Lethal Weapon 1 on there, but it didn't make the cut. But it barely did make the cut because it's such a gritty fucking '80s film.
I think the reason why it really, because it's more solid. It's not as lunatic compared to the others.
Yeah,
It's more based in
it's
some
not a
sort
futuristic
of reality.
robot.
It's based in or Arnold Schwarzenegger flipping cars.
Right.
Yeah.
This is actually a simple movie about drug smugglers and a partner, getting together with a partner and a team up, and it's just perfect.
It could happen.
I mean,
It
it was a grittier 48 hours basically, with the roles reversed, kind of in a certain sort of way.
I look at Lethal Weapon when I look at the series. It's essentially that whole series is a domestication of a wild dog. Essentially, if you look at it, because the wildest the dog gets is like if you've seen like Lethal Weapon 4, and that's the only touch of Lethal Weapon you have, you're like, well, what's the big deal? Martin Riggs is what? No, Martin Riggs by Lethal Weapon 4 is domesticated. He's married. He has a kid.
Yeah.
Lethal Weapon 1, he's fucking crazy. I mean,
He's insane. He's got a gun in his mouth within the first 10 minutes of the movie.
I think his first scene. No, that's the second.
It's after the Christmas tree scene.
Yeah.
He's very he's crazy.
Well, even before that, you have the school shooting, and he walks right up, and he's like, "Is he a good shot?" And the guy's like, "Well, he's kind of random," and he's like, "All right, I'm going in." And he's like, "What are you doing?"
he takes off
And he
his
just
jacket.
stands there, and the guy's firing at him. He doesn't care. He just wants to die. I mean, you're right.
He's got the death wish thing going.
He's got the death wish.
Yeah.
And he's. I mean, this is around the time where Mel Gibson wasn't.
Anti-Semite.
Well, I was gonna say insane because it seems like art is imitating life, or life is imitating art, or something. Because now Mel Gibson is insane, and essentially the character he was playing in Lethal Weapon 1,
He's now Martin Riggs.
he's become Martin Riggs. But Martin Riggs didn't have a problem with the Jews or black people.
An anti-Semite Martin Riggs.
An anti-Semite Martin
Well,
Riggs.
clearly you didn't see the director's cut.
Well, the director's cut. They didn't leave a lot on the cutting room floor. I mean, Richard Donner.
It's like, oh, you Jews are directing all the time. I need to direct.
But no.
Joel Silver, you Jew.
These are all deleted scenes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was the thing about Lethal Weapon. Another thing I really like about it is that this is like the first time I've ever seen a hero hate himself. Like I've never seen a suicidal. Like the star of the film is this guy that wants to die and he doesn't.
Yeah.
He's trying to kill himself. He doesn't like anybody. He's just he's living in a trailer park on the beach. I mean, it's like
trailer park. He's living in one trailer on the beach.
Like Martin Riggs, like in my previous times watching films, heroes are always like guys like, man, I'd love to hang out with that guy. I would never in my life want to hang out with Martin Riggs.
Like a badass.
I'd hang out with Martin Riggs maybe
shooting his TV.
I don't know, maybe Lethal Weapon 3. I'd hang out with
Martin
Riggs.
He's domesticated. He got a girl.
Yeah.
Lethal Weapon 1.
But he does eat dog biscuits.
Yeah, but even at the end of Lethal Weapon, he's got a friend, a best friend now, and he kind of is taken into the family.
Yeah, in part 2. Yeah, that's true.
Even the doll comes
in,
so it's like the family has been.
They adopted a white child.
His family's found his reason.
I think that essentially is the point of Lethal Weapon. Is this, you got this guy, he had nothing to live for, so this family who's like the complete opposite of him, it's a perfect Bill Cosby family, essentially takes this wild person in, and they slowly just calm his ass down.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, I cannot overstate this enough. He is batshit crazy in the beginning, especially for like the first 45 minutes of Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
He's nuts. There's a guy, he pulls the Christmas tree scene where the guy pulls a gun on Martin Riggs. Martin Riggs, shoot me. He puts a gun to Martin Riggs' head.
He hopes to get shot.
Yeah, he wants to die so bad. The guy is like using Martin as a human. I call it the worst human shield scene, where he's like trying to use Martin as a human shield, and all Martin is doing is yelling at all the cops,
"Please shoot me!
Shoot me!" And then he gets the gun from him because the guy won't shoot him, and he takes the guy's gun.
And the look in his eyes.
Oh my god, he looks.
He's got he had those manic eyes.
Those eyes, man.
I think that was probably some of the best acting he ever did.
Well, the scene after the jumping off the roof when he had, Glover gave him his gun and said, "Well, do it," and he
was about to.
He just goes for it and pulls the trigger, and you are crazy.
Yeah. I'm gonna go get something to eat.
That scene is my favorite part of Murtaugh, Danny Glover's part in there, where he's so pissed. It's like, come here! Shit! Come here! He's like slams the door, but the door doesn't slam.
Because he thinks he just thinks it's more of a joke, and then he just gives him his gun, pulls it to his mouth, puts it under his chin, and
the only reason Martin didn't die is because he has to put his thumb in the way of the hand.
He put the thumb right with the with the thing. Yeah.
What other action movie have you seen during the 80s that had a lead like that was just fucking nuts out of his mind?
And had hair like that.
Yeah.
I think the hair sold it the best.
And then,
that's the only thing I miss in 4. I wish they kind of, for some reason,
he cut his hair too short in 4. Yeah.
Domesticated. That was the coup de grace. His domestication. They cut off his balls. His balls was his hair.
And his hair.
And then you gotta understand this. Mel Gibson nuts as hell. Okay, crazy from beginning to end. And the person they have to put against him is maybe the most crazy person in Hollywood.
Yeah, officially the craziest person.
Crazy. Gary Busey is the villain in part 1. Now, when you got a movie where Mel Gibson is squaring off against Gary Busey, it's like going into like Cuckoo's Nest. And you got Danny DeVito and Christopher Lloyd having a fist fight.
And Chief is just watching them fight.
I didn't understand. I was very young when I saw Lethal Weapon, so I didn't understand the scene with the lighter until I got older. There's a scene where a guy takes a lighter. The guy's like, they're very loyal to me. Oh, I don't care. They're crazy. And he goes, give me your lighter. You smoke? Give me your lighter. And he holds the guy's lighter. He puts him against some arm bar, and it makes the guy turn on his lighter and tells, "Hey Joshua, give me your arm."
Give me your arm.
And then Gary Busey, who's named Joshua, which is the most creepy name for a henchman ever, he puts his arm over the flame and just stares at the guy.
For a while. Jesus Christ, what's wrong with you? What's he saying? It's like
Because
you guys are out there like fucking Pluto.
You guys are fucking gone.
Yeah, that's what he said. You guys are like Pluto. You're out there.
You're out there. You're gone. Your brains are gone. Such a crazy scene. A movie. If you're gonna pick anybody who would be, I'm like, because when you're watching the beginning of the movie, you're like, who the hell's gonna take down Mel Gibson? He's crazy. He knows Tai Chi. He's a special forces sniper. Who's crazy enough to take him out? Oh, Gary Busey. Thank you.
And this is before I would have even thought Gary Busey was going to turn crazy, because at that point he wasn't nuts yet.
He might have been not publicly nuts.
He was on his
Yeah,
way.
maybe.
He was always kind of nutty.
In the movie, he didn't seem nuts. He was like pretty well spoken type, pretty calm guy.
Yeah.
You know, but then he fucking went off the deep end.
He wasn't Predator 2 crazy.
Oh yeah.
He wasn't Predator 2 Gary Busey. The
See,
lions.
even Predator 2, he was okay.
No,
Lions
dude,
and tigers
bears,
and bears.
oh my.
Soaking wet Danny Glover.
Oh boy, that guy was sweating.
There's a scene in the beginning where Danny Glover is like, it's his birthday, and he's got like a full beard, it's like in the bathtub. And the little known fact, none of that is bathwater. It's just all of his sweat has filled up the bathtub.
Including the soap suds.
I always loved how they had that giant ass mirror right there, too. It was so awkward to see. I mean, they used it so they could do that one shot where you could see the family in the back. And
yeah, and him.
Still see Glover.
So 80s.
You could, yeah, but you got to think like how you got to keep up with that. That would get dirty as hell.
Yeah.
With all the water stains and everything like that.
Yeah.
Continuity.
And then it was always
Cum
awkward.
stains,
Like I was
stains.
telling DJ, like you could tell, like all those kids were staring at their dad's dick right there.
Yeah, probably. Who wouldn't? Danny Glover.
Daddy,
He didn't jump to block it.
Daddy, what's that?
It's what you.
Is that a Hershey's bar?
It's what you came out of.
Give me my kid.
make a wish. See, they're trying to push it as like the polar opposite of Martin Riggs or whatever. But the scene with the when they're rapping at the table is the most awkward.
Oh boy, I love that
part.
part.
I hate that part.
Her name is
You hate that part?
It's so
She's in love
awkward.
with Martin.
Because I don't know what's. I mean, it's so like, no. I know what they're trying to.
Well,
do.
now you look at it. Back in the day, it was probably, oh shit, he's rapping.
Danny
He's
Glover's rapping. The guy from Color Purple is breaking it down.
Yeah, he's spitting into his hand.
There was, as I was watching it today, there's a scene, I don't know if you remember this, Justin, where it's like the opening scene of him walking through his family's house, and he shaved his beard off, and he's walking.
Yeah, with the egg.
Yeah.
She drops the egg. He's like, "Don't walk in the egg."
But
And he's like, "I gotta look for the eggs or I'm walking."
There's a really uncomfortable scene. I don't know if you know.
He takes the bacon from the child.
No, worse than that. He's walking to the door, and his daughter's walking downstairs. She's saying, "Hey, Daddy, this is my prom dress."
Right.
And
it's his New Year's
Eve dress. Yes, and she's wearing this skimpy dress, and Danny Glover's looking at her, and he's not looking at her like a dad. He's looking at her like a dude. And you can hear, if you listen to what he says, he goes, "Goddamn heartbreaker."
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck?
He had a lot of scenes like that where he said like a lot of shit under his breath.
Yeah. The ADR for Danny Glover is always amazing because it's all of his under the breath scenes are ADR.
Yeah. I mean, when the first time he said "I'm too old for this shit," wasn't like "I'm too old for this."
It was
shit.
It's when he tackled Martin Riggs in the police station. He goes, "Gun!" and Martin flipped him on the ground. And they were picking him up.
Yeah.
And he's not. I guess they show his lips, and it's not matching when he goes, "I'm too old for this shit."
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
And the sound effect of the spraying of the sweat does not match as well.
No.
I mean, it's supposed to sound like a Windex bottle, but apparently it's very quiet. They've toned it down. Exactly. That's two things that always bother me about that film: the rapping and the. I know, though it was probably.
See, I like the rapping.
The futurist. It was probably futuristic at the time, but goddamn that cell phone.
Oh.
Danny Glover has back in '87. They had the cell phones they came like with like a generator.
Yeah.
It's essentially like you're carrying around like an oil can, but it's like electric.
It served two purposes. You could use it to make butter. You could turn butter with it, and you could also make a phone call to a psychiatrist and see that.
Martin Riggs is crazy, and he's
crazy.
Remember in Saving Private Ryan when they're taking the beachhead and and Tom Hanks is like Gaddafi, and that guy is there. That's what Danny Glover is carrying around. He's carrying around that radio.
Well, technology takes a long time to catch up.
I mean,
from the 40s to 80s, it was like using the same thing.
But it was specifically there that was like product placement because it would have been way easier to go to a fucking payphone. It hadn't go nowhere. He uses it like 3 times, and it immediately dates the film. As soon as you see it, you're like, what the fuck is he carrying?
It's like this movie's old as fuck.
And that
because right after he gets off the phone, that's what he says. I'm too old for this shit.
He says it again. That's the second time he says it. He goes, I'm too old for this shit.
It's like, I can't use phones.
Also, though I'm kind of behind. I saw Lethal Weapon 2 is my favorite Lethal Weapon, mainly because I saw that before Lethal Weapon 1. But the constant of Lethal Weapon, which, I mean, I'm not even a gun enthusiast, but that was the first time I had ever seen a Beretta on film, and that movie makes a Beretta look like you could take out any one of those.
Everything. A helicopter, practically.
In the second movie, we're not going to talk about the second movie as much, but the second movie, he takes out a helicopter with it. In this one, he shoots at a helicopter, and Gary Busey's like escaping on the helicopter, and he's shooting at it. But the way Martin Riggs uses a Beretta, he must have the quickest trigger finger.
Yeah.
It's like bam, 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 bam. I'm pretty sure a Beretta can. I mean, I fired a Beretta once before, but I don't know, even if I was trying, if I could pull a trigger as fast as the sound editing in this movie. It's like a machine pistol in the way he pulls it.
Yeah.
But it was like at the time, it was like the first time I had seen a gun like that. And I know in the second one it had like the safety had the laser red, and this one is painted on. And it was like really, it's almost like his signature weapon of the whole entire franchise or whatever.
Right.
But
yeah. I mean, he had the Beretta, and Danny Glover had the six shooter.
Old fashioned. So. I bet you the kid's got an automatic.
Yeah. Leo gets.
But if I had to say anything else about Lethal Weapon, the finale, the final scene of Lethal Weapon goes against every. I mean, I know they're breaking
every cop procedure ever,
but they break more cop procedures as the series goes on. As you continue to watch this series, they
really don't. They don't give a shit
about the
being peacekeepers or lawmen.
First off, Martin keeps killing suspects. I mean, I guess that's whatever.
Yeah.
But in the second one, though, again, we're not going to talk about it. We're not cops tonight, Raj. We're just gonna kill them.
Yeah.
in this movie, Danny Glover's Vietnam buddy is like, "Kill him, Raj! Kill him! You can kill him!" Yeah. And he's like, "Yeah, whatever.
You owe me.
You're not a cop. You're not a cop. You're my friend.
You can do that. You can do that. You can kill him." Yeah. And essentially, that's that's what they do. They kill everyone. Yeah.
I think that's why Sarge cries in bed.
Yeah.
Why do you cry in bed?
Murtaugh, Riggs, you killed another guy.
You alone?
Yeah. Why do you think I was crying?
Why do you think I cried?
Why do you think I was crying?
Sounds like an 80s man to me.
What a weird cut. Those little conversations.
That was a weird conversation they were having in the office alone. Like, what?
That sounds like an 80s man to me.
Sounds like an 80s man to me.
I remember seeing that. Every time that line comes up, I always like, really? Really ahead of our time there.
Oh, man.
It's a first metrosexual.
And he didn't look
well, the guys of the 80s aren't tough. They're sensitive people. Show a little emotion to a woman and shit like that.
And like Rod, I'm like, why is Rod listening to this conversation?
Yeah, how did this guy walk into his office? Like, what were they discussing before
they started
discussing the fact that he cries?
What got them to this point?
I don't know. Was he asking about a case? Like, hey, I heard this white woman jumped out of a building. Oh, by the way, I cry a lot.
Got any photos of her?
Can I look at her first?
God damn it, Sarge. You creepy fuck.
Saw your daughter's New Year's Eve dress. She's a real heartbreaker, that one. I know. He's hot as hell.
It's like, maybe want to buy rubbers.
That guy gets killed. He gets killed, and that's every time I pick up a thing of milk, I always think about that scene.
Oh, the milk scene, yeah.
When he gets shot,
in the
milk gets shot as well. It pours out, and he's like, "Oh no."
A helicopter's gonna appear behind me and shoot me.
Why is he drinking milk out of a carton? And where did he?
I don't know.
And where did he get the milk
was doing
from?
like a bourbon and milk or something.
You want
like
a
that.
drink? You want a drink there? Yeah, I'll take a drink. How about some 2%?
But where was the refrigerator?
He was
It's
drinking
not what
whole
I was
milk.
really expecting. But
I gotta watch
all
that
right.
scene again, but I don't remember seeing a refrigerator. Weren't they in a bank? No, they were in his house. They were in his house.
No,
They were at his house. They were at the funeral or something like that.
Just the milk is such a random thing.
It's a hell of a shot for Gary Busey
Oh
to
my
make,
God.
yet he can't hit Martin. Who's right in front of him.
During that scene where the guy's talking about being a sensitive '80s man, do you guys remember the person that walked into the office next? It's
Shit.
It's gonna blow your mind. The only reason I remember this because I saw it this morning.
Oh, what's his name? Johnson.
Agent fucking Johnson.
Agent Johnson, yeah.
Johnson, yeah, that's
And
right.
he gets killed in the second one.
It's very ironic that this film, Lethal Weapon,
There's our link.
it has
Dude, it's old Joel Silver universe,
Joel
man.
Silver universe.
The Silververse.
and Endo, the guy who
Silververse.
electrocutes Martin Riggs, is also in Die Hard. He's the one that eats the Crunch Bar.
Yeah.
And that kind of
Yeah.
that kind of leads us to Die Hard.
Endo here knows more about pain.
Yeah, about that.
Lethal Weapon was also the first movie, even before Terminator 2, where I could see a man catch up to a moving vehicle on foot. It happens.
We took a shortcut.
It happens all in Lethal Weapon 1, Lethal Weapon 2, Lethal Weapon 3. You keep catching up to moving vehicles. Martin Riggs must be the fastest man in the world.
Oh man, I think it's LA traffic.
Don't question it.
Yeah, so that kind of leads us into Die Hard with Endo and Agent Johnson. Die Hard, I've told this story.
No relation.
No relation. I've told this story many times to you guys. I don't know if you probably don't remember, but I was very young when Die Hard came out, and I begged my mother. And I told her, I said, "Look, you don't have to buy me anything for Christmas. Just take me to go see Die Hard, because I was not of our rated movie age yet. I was like, please, I'll do anything. You don't have to buy me anything for my birthday. You don't have to buy me anything for Christmas. I just want to see fucking Die Hard, please. Anything where a guy standing by an elevator, diving away and it explodes. I must watch it, and I must watch it now." And she took me to see it, and it changed my fucking life. To this day, it's my favorite action film of all time. I hold it up like a shield against anybody who wants to say, no. Every action movie.
It might be the greatest of all time.
And
action film.
seeing that Die Hard is now dead, and rest in peace, John McClane. Seeing that the friend
Buried in Russia.
It's very, at this point now, Die Hard
Buried in the deepest, darkest recesses of Russia.
He was more McClane in Expendables 2.
He was more McClane in G.I. Joe than he was in A Good Day to Die Hard.
But I digress.
Yes. Anyway, yes.
Yeah. Please.
Die Hard as opposed to Lethal Weapon. Man, where do I even begin with this movie? This movie is so awesome.
Well, I mean, Die Hard is the bar when it comes to like setting the trend of the modern. I think you stop me. I'm trying to think of like when the cutoff was of like during the 80s, where you had certain movies that were action, and then you had Die Hard that everybody pretty much said, okay, we want every one of our heroes to be like John McClane.
I mean, if you think about Lethal Weapon,
the ultimate anti-hero.
And the thing about Lethal Weapon and Die Hard is that, Justin was saying earlier, this was like the first time you're coming off of Commando and RoboCop. These are like real people in these extraordinary situations, and John McClane in a way more extraordinary one. But they're not like, they don't have powers. John McClane is on the scene that personifies John McClane is when he's on the roof. And he's like, "Please, God, don't let me die."
Yeah, damn.
That is like that's when you know he is not a hero. When he's like, "Look, he's praying to God that he doesn't know if he's gonna even make it." Even Riggs has a little bit more superhero in him than John McClane, because Riggs is like super trained, and what I'm saying, he doesn't give a shit about living or dying. John McClane has like regular human fear, which I think set him apart from, like, I don't know, John Matrix.
Yeah.
Well, originally Die Hard was pitched as a sequel
to
Commando.
How the hell?
Really?
Yeah, and it's Die Hard's based off the book Nothing Lasts Forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Based off
Sequel to
some
The
type of
Detective,
literary work.
which was Frank Sinatra, and then originally Nothing Lasts Forever, aka Die Hard, was originally going to be played by Frank Sinatra.
Can you?
I'd like to see that.
Can you imagine? Can you fucking imagine?
Who would have been the villain if Frank Sinatra
Oh,
was
it's
the hero?
got to be
It would have
Dean
been like,
Martin. Dean Martin, of course.
Dean Martin. He's just drunk the entire movie.
He's bombed out of his mind.
It's the movie I want to see when I die. That's what I want to see.
It's Sammy Davis is the computer whiz.
Sammy Davis is fucking. That's Theo.
Yeah, he's Theo. Or the limo driver, whoever you want him to be, I don't know. He could be Argyle. It's like, hey, baby.
Sammy
I'm in
Davis.
the back of the
Sammy
cab.
Davis.
The police got themselves an RV, babe.
Ring-a-ding-ding. Oh, hold on, my eye just came out.
But oh man, but Die Hard, man. I mean, if you gotta understand, this guy, it's essentially, if you've ever seen an action film like these two movies that came out this year called Olympus Has Fallen or White House Down.
I thought we were going to talk about this.
Yeah,
it's so sad.
Like
even
taboo.
that's how
It's taboo. Yeah.
Or just save it for a longer.
Oh my
Trying to
God.
pass
I
the
won't
law
get
right
into
now.
I won't get into theatrics with that, but if you just, it's 2013. Those movies just came out, and they're essentially carbon copies of Die Hard. That's how long-lasting Die Hard's influence has had in action film genre. They're still trying to make a better Die Hard. They're still trying to do it. Even the Die Hard that came out this year is still trying to do Die Hard, failing miserably, but they're still.
They've only really matched it once.
Die Hard with a Vengeance.
3.
Die Hard with a Vengeance.
In
Part
95.
Yeah.
Die Hard with a Vengeance is as close.
They should have called it Die Hard 95. That would have been more of a badass title than Die Hard with a Vengeance.
It's like
Die Hard 95.
American Online 95.
Yeah.
But yeah, these other than John McClane being like in this extraordinary situation, he's in a building. If you've never seen Die Hard, shame on you. But if you haven't, the synopsis is a regular cop from New York. I don't believe I'm even breaking it down. If you haven't seen Die Hard, I don't know what the fuck you want.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Do your homework. Go do your due diligence and then come back and listen
Put
to
a
this.
gun in your mouth and
Yeah.
pull the trigger.
Yeah. Yeah, I should put it in your mouth.
Put it in your mouth.
That way the bullet might miss your brain.
Bottom of my chin, under my chin is even better, huh? Under my chin.
Yeah.
It'll go through your ear. Put it under the chin. That way it'll go through your head.
Lethal Weapon reference, people.
You really are trying to draw Psycho Pension. You really are crazy.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Let's go get something to eat. It's like, what just happened?
But yeah. Anyway, if you haven't seen Die Hard, pull a Riggs. But
follow through.
if you really want to know what it's about a regular cop from New York who goes to reconnect with his. Are they divorced or I guess they're separated?
No, they're like separated because she got a job out west.
Yeah, his wife, John McClane's wife, and
Holly Gennaro.
And while they're having a Christmas party at Nakatomi Tower or Plaza,
Nakatomi
Plaza, and terrorists come in and take over the building. And John McClane, the lone hostage that escapes, decides to kill everyone in the building who's a terrorist, and that's essentially the movie.
Yes.
Kind of putting
Especially
it
with terrorists with feet smaller than his sister.
You're a policeman. There are rules for policemen.
Yeah, right. It's like that's what Captain keeps telling me.
On top of the fact that it's great action from beginning to end, the lines in this movie, the writing, Steven D'Souza, I think.
You just heard a few just now.
the guy who wrote Street Fighter wrote this. This is very sad to me, but I think his name is Steven D'Souza. He wrote this movie.
Oh, Stefan D'Souza.
Yeah, whatever the frick his name is. The dialogue in this movie is excellent. I literally can sit here and quote lines from Die Hard. Every last quote is awesome. we could do a simply quotable just on Die Hard, and every one of them would be great quotes.
It actually might be a good idea.
Oh man, it's so good, and it's not just John McClane that gets good lines. Not even the hero. The hero gets great lines, but he
gets the best.
He gets the best lines, but there's characters in here that who are small characters that get amazing lines.
They say maybe one thing in the movie, but the one thing they say is magic.
Oh God, what's his name? Ellis. Ellis runs this movie. Hans Booby, I'm your white knight is amazing.
Booby.
I'm your white
Booby.
knight. Hey, Hans, put the gun away. This is radio, not television.
Boy.
And speaking of Hans, again, as I tell you, this is my favorite action film of all time. Hans Gruber's got to be my number 2 favorite villain of any film I've ever seen. He's awesome. He's amazing. Alan Rickman, a little known fact here on Simplistic Reviews, we love Alan Rickman. Alan Rickman's a badass.
We do.
Alan
We do.
Rickman's amazing. And this is the first time I had ever seen him in anything. My first
Is that
his first movie?
First feature.
That's his first movie?
It's his
It
first
might- it
big
might have
feature.
been.
He's done a couple little things, but this
Well,
is
when
his
did
first big
when did
feature.
Quigley Down Under come out?
That's after. That was after. That was
like
after.
not way after.
No, it was probably like 92? 93?
Because Die Hard was 88.
Yeah, I think it was not. It was after. I remember that.
Okay.
But yeah, he's amazing in that, but he's not in that movie enough.
Yeah.
In Die Hard, he's in it from beginning to end. And
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about this guy, but after I watched Die Hard, I was like, this guy better make 1 billion movies. And thankfully he did. He makes a movie a week.
Now we're trying to get him to
Stop making movies,
Yeah.
man. I mean,
Enough.
and I think what sold me on him, other than the fact that you got a hero who is just the coolest hero ever, the villain never usually gets a chance to hold his own in a verbal exchange with a hero. And this is one of the first times that I remember. Like in Indiana Jones owned every... If you talk to anybody, Belloc, he just walks circles.
None of the villains really.
He walks circles around Belloc. It was easy, you know. But this villain, you're almost rooting for him. He's so awesome. He's every line out of his mouth. And when he does the American accent, when he tries to dupe John McClane by pretending he's a hostage, so he drops in the American accent as Bill Clay.
Bill Clay.
Bill Clay.
Be on fucking TV with that accent.
It is so good. It is so solid. It is so... It's because we know something... The movie does something where it seems like we know something a character doesn't. And then we find out that the character that we thought we knew more than we did. Which is awesome.
Yeah.
That scene is so good. That scene right there in the scene... on the radio when they're with the Ellis scene, as I like to call it, is also quintessential Die Hard. Not even what's his name? What was the name of the guy that Han shot? I forget his fucking name.
Nakatomi guy?
Yeah, the Nagatomi guy. They had
the Asian guy.
Asian guy. I forget his freaking name.
Takagi.
Is that what you said when you shot Takagi? Whoops.
Yeah.
That scene was good too, but that was all Alan Rickman. John McClane's kind of sidelined in that scene, and Alan Rickman is just essentially killing this guy with charm the entire time. And then after he kills him, he goes downstairs, and he's just so nonchalant about it. He won't be joining us for the rest of his life. He's just so awesome.
Oh, that's okay. I think that's probably my favorite line of the movie. You can make it out of here in 2 ways: either walking out or dragged out. It's all up to you.
You can
something like that.
tear the building apart looking for him.
Yeah.
But yes,
Find the detonators.
I like detonator. I mean, first, that movie also helped me learn German because I know what Easter von Fiesta means now. Shoot the glass.
I know what Snell means.
Snell.
Scheiße.
Other than the action as well, that Lethal Weapon had pretty good sound editing too, but the sound editing for Die Hard, every bullet hit in that movie, holy shit. I don't know if the guy won an Academy Award for that. I don't know what he was going up against. It was 88, so I have no idea, but every gun going off, it was like the loudest. I hadn't seen movies like Commando and Rambo, and the guns going off in those movies just felt like fake. But for some reason, Die Hard's sound editing, those guns going off sounded just, the scene where they're shooting the SWAT members is nuts. The glass scene where the MP5s are going off, it just sounds like crazy good. Like it's like 2013 quality sound effects for that.
I almost feel. I mean, it feels like every gun sounded different, which was good.
Yes.
Because you know, sometimes in action movies, every
They're
single
all
gun sounds
they're all
the same way.
They're all a 44 Magnum.
Yeah, exactly. They're all,
Even in Star Wars, it's a 44 Magnum.
yeah, it sounds like fucking blasters.
Wait a minute, I just heard a pistol go off. Are we in the
Every
future?
single one of them sound like Han Solo was pulling the trigger of every gun ever. No, but they all have like their distinct sound and like muzzle flash and like the bullets coming out. Just I don't know, everything sounded.
When you that movie's like everyone came with their A game.
Yes.
For that movie.
It's writer, director,
Even John DeBont.
John DeBont is the cinematographer.
DeBont.
The director of
Yeah.
Twister and Speed is the cinematographer. That's when you know you got some good stuff going on there. Then you got a good casting. I mean, this is like Bruce Willis's first non-comedic role. I mean, maybe he had done some other stuff before.
I think it was Moonlighting and then this.
And
It was
then
like,
this,
who the fuck is Bruce Willis?
He did that Blind Date movie with John Larroquette and Kim Basinger, and then he did this. Like, who else Bruce? Because you said it was supposed to be Frank Sinatra. Wasn't Robert De Niro also supposed to be one of these people? It was to be John McClane?
Probably. I know they were because it was
They wanted a big name, maybe.
the detective and everything. They were kind of, Frank Sinatra did the detective, and this is a sequel. They're trying to make it a sequel for Commando. So I'm sure they looked at everybody they could possibly find.
And I mean, to take a chance on that guy, that's Daniel
What do you
Craig.
think about them taking I think Joel Silver had a lot to do with the success of both. I mean, producing both movies, but finding Mel Gibson. It's like, who the hell was Mel Gibson before Lethal Weapon? Yeah, he did Mad Max, but it wasn't like it was an Australian movie where it wasn't anything major. And then Bruce Willis didn't do anything before Die Hard that was that big.
Mad Max got popular later. That wasn't popular.
That was like it became like a cult movie.
They edited scenes out of Mad Max because they didn't know because Mel Gibson wasn't a big name. They were like, "Who the fuck is Mel Gibson? Fuck that."
Who's this young strapping Australian?
I mean, not to take anything away from them as actors, but it does help when you have material that's really,
amazing,
really good.
Yeah, it's true.
But you still got to deliver it in a way that is like, hey, I mean,
And
writing's half the battle.
That's true.
That's
true.
I give them the actors the props because there's no doubt when you watch Die Hard and you watch Lethal Weapon, there's no doubt in your mind Mel Gibson's insane, and it proves that he was. And when you watch Die Hard, I mean, Bruce Willis looks like a cop. He looks like a freaking it's not like when you're watching some movie where a guy's supposed to be like this army guy, and you're like, wait, you don't seem like you're an army guy. You don't. Bruce Willis looks like a New York cop who broke up with his wife. He looks exactly like the character. He acts exactly like the character. Delivers dialogue. Every instinct he went with in that movie just feels natural. Everything felt real to me. And Alan Rickman, I thought he was German the whole fucking.
Yeah, I had no idea he was English.
He's British.
It's because you're just another American who sold too many movies.
Another Roy Rogers.
You're just another American
What's he?
who saw too many movies as a child.
And speaking of blonde baddies, you guys were talking about Joshua earlier. Then we had Carl.
Oh yeah,
who the first
spelled with a K.
Carl with a K, who I saw
Carl
first in Witness as a fucking Quaker, and now he's ripping people apart.
Yeah.
Nobody kills him but me. And he was
okay.
And then he starts destroying the.
Didn't realize we were taking tickets.
Dibs. I got dibs on McClane.
Take a ticket.
And then you got Holly Gennaro watching Carl lose his shit because John McClane kills his brother.
He looks pissed.
He's got to be John's still alive. I think only John can make anybody.
Only John can make somebody that crazy. It's like, what a bitch.
The scene where scares the shit out of me about that movie is when he's like having this firefight and McTiernan like raises the camera like above the firefighter, like, hey, where are you going? And then as he starts raising it up, it stops right on Carl, who's slowly creeping.
He's like stalking his prey.
Oh my god, like a fucking hunter. And he still misses, ironically. I don't understand.
Yeah, well, yeah. He has that weird Steyr-AUG.
First time I'd ever seen that gun in anything. What the fuck is he using? A toy gun?
Yeah, I know. It's like, why's he got to put it together?
We are both professionals. This is professional.
Personal. That fight also. We're talking about sound editing. Those punches he's laying on Carl, they're, oh my god. I mean, it's like not since the Indiana Jones punch have I heard a punch that sounded that painful. Every punch is just like boom, boom, boom.
It's like the Rocky punch.
Yeah.
It all sounds
Jesus Christ.
I'm like, he punches Carl in like the midsection like 20 times in like 5 seconds. It's like woo, 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 woo.
A lot of the way they do that sound effect for punches is they would use cannons from like Civil War cannons and stuff like that.
That makes sense.
It's like how they use for Rocky.
They use cannons.
Yeah.
This guy's punching like a cannon.
Well, that's like a lot of animal noises are used, for the explosions and stuff like that. Tigers and lions and bears.
That's true. Yeah, just like the growls and.
Yeah. So yeah, Die Hard. I think my word for Die Hard was quintessential because to me, to this day, it's still the quintessential action film. I can.
Oh, it's definitely the best.
I mean,
it really is the best.
And it saddens me to look at the state that Die Hard is in.
It's just to go. And
I know. It's like,
what happened to you?
Really? Well, who do you blame for that, though?
I
almost
Fox.
blame Bruce Willis more for it.
I don't know. I don't think. Well, Bruce Willis doesn't care, but Fox also
Bruce
doesn't
Willis
care.
could have said, like, "Look, I have my reputation to uphold."
But
he did do
but
cop-out.
But if you want Bruce, okay, we've seen from Looper that Bruce Willis can care. So why don't you do us a favor, Fox, Mr. Money Fucking Bags, and hire a director other than the guy who did fucking Max Payne or fucking Len Wiseman. Get an actual good.
God.
Because Max Payne was.
Oh yeah, that was a great decision.
That was a barn burner.
That was amazing.
Barn burner.
Why don't you get Ryan Johnson, who did Looper, to do a Die Hard film? I'd watch the fuck out of that. Get somebody that Bruce Willis respects as a director, and he'll try. He'll fucking care.
Bring back Kevin Smith for Die Hard 6.
No, they hate each other. But I mean, is John McTiernan out of jail yet? I mean, he's been in jail.
I haven't heard an update on his situation.
That shows you. Like, if he does, he did the first one, and then they get somebody else to do the second one. That's not great. Then he comes and does the third one. You're like, holy shit, this is awesome.
It's night and day. Night and day from the second.
Night and day.
And I would agree with Matt on saying that it really is Bruce Willis's fault because he holds a lot of power. Let's not deny that.
Got ultimate veto power.
But when you watch the last film, and I'm not even going to say the title of the film because it haunts me to this day seeing that film in theater. He does not even want to look like he wants to try to act. No. He's not even caring. No. There's no caring in his acting or the way he moves, the way he acts.
You remember Bill Murray in Zombieland? Spoiler alert! As a cameo.
Yeah.
When they're doing the Ghostbusters scene, that's how Bruce Willis is doing John McClane. Like he's like half doing it. Like he doesn't.
Yeah. And I remember after the podcast when we saw that, and I had said, I feel like he's going to give more of a performance in G.I. Joe of McClane or even Red 2. You look at the trailer for Red 2 and you're like, wow, that's McClane right there almost.
He's trying. He's giving.
Not a little goofier, but I'm just saying.
Better than nothing.
When you
better
watch
than
that,
Die Hard. Yeah, Good Day to Die Hard.
I wanted to cry when I saw that. Mostly because it cost a shitload of money to go see it, but
I know, you never get that $10 back.
I didn't borrow it from the internet. And I still paid and saw that movie because it's Die Hard, and I wanted to see a Die Hard film, because I thought the last one sucked, but the last one compared to this one, masterpiece.
Yeah.
I mean,
so that's a shame when you have an actor who doesn't want to even try to act and care for. So I blame a lot on him.
Yeah.
So fuck you.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Bruce Willis.
Used to be beautiful, man. Used to be beautiful.
Bring the hair back, man.
Yeah,
bring the hair back.
You
can.
Bring something back.
Get the
Just
wig.
a little bit of hair.
Just give him the wig. Give him.
I want McClane
The
to have a little
receding
hair.
hairline from part 3 is fine. I'll take that.
Yeah, give him the Hardigan. Give him the Hardigan hair. Yeah, I take the Hardigan hair from Sin City. That's close enough.
Yeah.
There you go.
John, what happened? You're not bald
once
anymore.
Once he went bald, that's when the movies got bad.
Rogaine.
Bald is not beautiful. Bald is shit.
But again,
less and less hair he had. It got worse.
But again, he's. I mean, Looper. He's awesome. He's fucking awesome in Looper.
Because he's caring.
But I don't think he didn't have to carry the film, though. That was the thing.
But if you,
it's like with Die Hard, you would expect him to carry a film. It's his film. It's his franchise. I mean, he started it all basically. So you would expect a lot more out of the person that made the series what it is.
He looks at it like an ATM now. He doesn't look at it like a movie anymore. It's like,
which is fucked up.
Yeah, it's like, let me get my money out of this movie. I'll make this movie. It's like buy a new boat with it. He doesn't look at it like, hey, I'm making a cool, And apparently, fans of Die Hard like me, we're few and far between now. If you don't
we're a dying breed.
Yeah, if you don't got robots in your freaking movie or some kind of
No, but when I went to the movies to see that, I went with people and they were depressed, and they're not. A lot of them weren't. They weren't even like, hardcore into it. They just wanted to go see a movie that might have been okay or whatnot. It wasn't even okay. That's how bad it was. So when you have people who don't even care that much about it and still depressed, then they probably got a problem somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Womp
womp.
Sad.
Now we're gonna do a little thing to close out this bonus cast. A little game, because we have two of the greatest anti-heroes, maybe of all time. We want to compare them. We're gonna play a game called Martin or McClane.
I like my anti-heroes like I like my coffee. Borderline offensive and filled with cigarettes. It's time for Martin or McClane.
Who is more badass, Martin or McClane? We're gonna have these certain criteria. The only scientifical, important criteria to differentiate the two, because they are very awesome in their own right. So, our first criteria:
best chain smoker.
Best chain smoker. Who's the better chain smoker? Justin, you go first.
I would say Martin.
Martin?
Yeah.
Oh, man, Martin. I mean, the first time you see him, he does... First off, he should be dead. The first time you see Martin Riggs, he's asleep with a cigarette in his mouth, lit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you sleep with a cigarette in your
You usually burn your trailer down.
Not Riggs.
Not Riggs. He's fireproof.
He's badass.
That hair is fireproof.
I mean, only thing I would say for John McClane is during a terrorist situation where his wife is in danger, he has no shoes, he's running for his life, he can't get in contact with the police, certain death imminent, he really, really, really puts himself in danger for cigarettes. So I don't know who has a more commitment to cancer? I don't know.
I don't know. That's a
tough one. I mean,
Martin. They're all going to be tough, but that's
Martin. I go with Martin because that sleeping on your back with a cigarette in your mouth thing scares the shit out of me.
Butt ass naked.
Butt naked, smoking a cigarette. He just with a skeleton in there. Okay, so one for what do you think, Matt?
God, that's a tough one because I can go into other things and see how they progress.
These are very bad for you.
Yeah, so you have that. He knows they're bad for him. He's going to keep smoking them.
Yeah. But Martin says the same thing. Martin on the roof goes...
He says the same thing. He starts eating dog biscuits later on. So that kind of means he kind of gave up. So...
But Martin says...
I'm going to go with McClane on this one.
Oh, man.
Because McClane was smoking cigarettes during a hostage crisis.
Martin does on the roof say, hey, why don't we smoke, take our time, and die of cancer?
And he smokes prior to that. He throws it off the roof.
Yeah.
He smokes like twice there.
I think he's more of a quitter. I think Martin quit.
I mean, I look at the question that it was. It had the word chain in it.
Chain smoking, exactly. Martin's always
smokes a lot.
The whole film.
In that movie.
Here's why I think Martin wins. Martin smoked a cigarette during a gunfight. McClane never smoked a cigarette during a gunfight. Never.
But he's always on the run, though.
That's what I'm saying. Martin don't run. He's like, look, if I'm gonna stand out here and shoot this sniper, I'm smoking a cigarette. I don't care if I'm in a situation. I'm smoking my cigarette. I think Martin wins.
I can't get over the dog biscuits though.
But that's in the future. That's not.
I don't care. I still have to use it for context of what the character becomes.
Well, Justin, you said Martin or McClane.
Martin.
I gotta go Martin. Martin wins this one. 2-1.
Sorry. Some tiebreaker I am.
It wasn't a tie, so you came in just to give your opinion, which I admit, but man, he wakes up with a cigarette in his mouth. He has to.
Best 80s hair.
Best 80s hair. This is like a walk away.
Yeah, this is it, man. You can't deny this one.
Come on.
Yeah, why are we even talking about this one?
Best 80s hair. The man made the mullet look cool for 3 movies.
I wanted to grow it. Watching it.
I wanted to grow it.
Like,
I wanted to grow it this morning.
I'm a black man trying to grow a mullet. I don't even have one of the
Best black partner.
Best black partner. Murtaugh or Al Powell?
Damn.
That's a tough one, man, because I love Al Powell. Al Powell's awesome. Al Powell. Need him.
But we're definitely going with Al Powell and Murtaugh as the partner, right?
It's only two black guys. We're not going with
I don't know. There's
Argyle.
other black people. I mean, you could say Johnson from.
No.
Well, he's not really a partner,
He's not
but
a
he's.
partner.
I mean, okay.
No.
We're just gonna say partner, direct partner, not
Direct partner.
black
Guy
guy.
helping him. Al Powell was kind of helping him. Nita Breathmint was helping him. Who do you think was more enjoyable? Because I'm telling you right now, I'm kind of going with Al Powell here. I love Murtaugh, but Murtaugh just complained the whole fucking time.
I don't know. I like that. I would go with Roger. I don't know. I just like there was such a disconnect when they first met, you know, and there was such a opposite that they became a team at you know, toward the end, and I don't know. I liked that. So I'm gonna go with Roger.
Okay, tiebreaker, man. You're now the new official tiebreaker. Who is better, Al Powell in Die Hard or Murtaugh in Lethal Weapon 1?
Oh, God,
This is like picking which baby you want to kill.
I know. There's a lot of criteria I have to look at.
They're
for
both black.
They're
characters.
both black.
And they're both black, which makes it even harder. It makes it easier because I'm not
Because they might
racist,
both
depending
be
on who I
sports
pick.
stars.
Yeah.
Okay, which black partner?
I'm probably gonna say I'm gonna go with Al Powell.
Al Powell.
A few things. Here's the thing.
Is he paying you?
Under the table. It's not money. Main thing is that
Family man.
Al Powell at the end, he forgets his fear and ends up shooting the guy that wants to kill John
Carl,
McClane.
he kills
He's that
Carl.
close to him. He kills Carl. And it seems in the first Lethal Weapon movie that
Robert.
Mel Gibson, that Martin Riggs is actually saving Murtaugh more than Murtaugh is saving Martin Riggs.
That is true.
So it almost seems like Murtaugh becomes a sidekick as opposed to a partner. So I'm going to kind of base it on that because without Martin Riggs,
I'm just gonna say you're right.
Murtaugh would have been fucked. He would have been.
I
He would
can
have
say
had
that
salt
'cause I
on his
have
wound.
a
His daughter probably would have gotten raped.
That's true.
He probably would have gotten raped too.
Oh
Yeah, but
By Joshua.
I would say, you know, and if you look at that scene with the condoms and his daughter, that gets me every time.
So it's 2-1. It's 2-1. Martin has 2. McClane has 1.
Best one-liners.
Best one-liners. Now this is tough. It's also
Oh,
tough.
boy.
Best one-liners. Okay, now McClane has probably one of the most famous one-liners ever. Ever.
Yeah.
Martin
And
has.
it's so famous they had to change it.
Yeah, they had to change it. Even the dub of his one-liner is funny. You go with Mr.
Yeah.
Falcon or Yippee-ki-yay motherfucker.
That's almost more iconic than the original.
I mean, Martin says some funny things, but it's not one. I don't know. For me, I'm going with McClane because he doesn't have any. Martin doesn't have anything iconic. He says, other than the Mighty Mo thing, the Three Stooges stuff, which comes kind of out of nowhere.
It comes later on. The Three Stooges stuff kind of comes later on.
What do you think?
Part 2,
Yeah,
part 3.
What do you think, Justin?
McClane, without a doubt,
Yeah,
McClane.
it's got to be McClane, right?
It has to
Yes,
be.
yeah, it's McClane. I can't even front on it. It's McClane.
Everything. Christmas, you know, yippee-ki-yay. It's just fuck you and
Yeah.
fuck me.
Happy Trails, Hans.
Yeah.
Jans on.
All right.
How to feel get butt fucked on national TV, Dwayne.
Dwayne. Glass. Who gives a fuck about glass? Who the fuck is this? Sound like I'm ordering a pizza? Oh god, so good. I'll fucking I'll get your fucking Dalmatian.
You're dead too, asshole.
Thanks for the advice.
You're like, no more bullets. What do you think? Fucking stupid
Hans.
Hans.
Would you run over your foot with your car? Be on fucking TV with that accent. All right, so it's 2-2. Martin and McClane.
Best leap off a building.
Best leap off a building. Oh man,
Tough
this is
one.
a tough one because you got
This is the tough
This
one.
is a tough one too. These are 3 tough ones in a row. Okay, because Martin's scene jumping off that building with that guy.
With the crazy guy.
Crazy
Yeah.
guy.
Do you want to
Do you
jump?
want to jump? Do ya?
Do ya?
Do ya?
Well, let's jump together.
That's like my favorite scene in the whole movie.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
Well, you said you wanted him down.
yeah.
Fucking Murtaugh flips shit on him.
Yeah.
Get in! Come over here!
It's like he went, oh my god, I felt like he wanted to eat
I thought he
him.
was gonna fucking like make love to him in the middle of the street.
But I mean, you look at Die Hard, and you got that big explosion.
That explosion is
and everything.
awesome. I mean, McClane praying to God, please God, don't let me die. And after the jump is that awesome swing scene. Again, I am kind of biased here. I gotta go with McClane. So it's Martin and McClane. Matt, you are now an official tiebreaker again. Best leap off a building. This is a tough one.
Best leap off a building. Well, the thing is, okay, Martin jumped off literally a taller building.
Yeah.
Like he jumped off all the way to the ground.
Yes, he did.
I mean, granted, there was a bag at the bottom, so he was safe. So he had no fear of death.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's...
Whereas McClane literally had a fear of death. Yeah, so he's going up there again.
And his handcuff broke and reassembled himself.
Yeah.
If you watch that scene, the handcuffs that he has snaps off and then reassembles himself.
They're magic handcuffs.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Magic handcuffs.
Continuity error that nobody saw.
Yeah. So, I mean, without the fear of death, the jump is probably taken away a little bit. It's subtracted a little bit. So, you had one person who wasn't scared, one person who was, oh my god, I'm gonna fucking die. So,
When I jump, do ya?
Jump, do ya? Yeah, I love
so
that.
I'll have to go McClane.
Ooh.
Plus the fact it was like more of an epic jump with the fire in the back and bloody feet, and then he had to kick a window open to make sure he got through a window before he fell to his
I
death.
love when they do that shot when he jumps off the building and then they cut like 18 blocks.
I'm not into slow. I hate slow motion.
No, not the slow motion.
But...
I like the part where the roof blows up and they cut like 80 blocks away where you can see
Oh yeah,
the
and
thing blowing up
the
in
helicopter just gets engulfed.
No,
yeah.
but like you're watching the building explode from like another town from a distance.
Oh, yeah, that one.
shot is
Okay,
awesome. It really, it's like boom, 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 boom. But yeah, so it's now 3-2 McClane.
Best killing of the villain.
Best killing of the villain, Joshua or Hans?
Let's okay, for this one, let's all say it at the same time. 3,
2, 1.
Hans.
Oh, okay. Somebody else
Very
said.
simple.
We know it.
The only reason I say that is because John McClane killed Hans. Murtaugh
Two
and
people.
Rick
It took two people to kill
Joshua.
Joshua.
2 people killed Joshua.
Yeah.
The problem I have with that Joshua scene is what's with those cops? Are they that bad that they let them like?
I told you
after
they
that?
break
Yeah,
so
they
much
were inept.
protocol.
They were
They
rookies.
beat the shit out of them, and they're like, "Oh, who we gonna? Did you handcuff him? Did you handcuff
Not
him?
since
No?
the end of
Oh
Roadhouse.
shit!
Get
he's
that
getting
shit off my
Not
lawn.
since the end of Roadhouse have I seen horrible police work like that, where they're just breaking every law. Like, you can't beat a suspect to death, then shoot him.
away. And pick up a hooker to watch TV.
Watch TV. That's the strangest
The
scene.
Stooges are on.
20 minutes. This is now academic because it's now 4-2 McClane, and we only have one category left. But we're just doing it anyway.
Shits and giggles.
Best painful scene.
Best painful scene: electrocution or glass in foot. Woo! Ooh. I don't know, man. I think I could take electrocution. I've been electrocuted before.
I don't like electrocution.
I don't like
it.
glass.
Even a low wattage of electrocution bothers me.
But glass in your foot, man. Oh my god. I don't like. Every time that scene comes on, I get that wince. To this day, I'm like, oh. It makes me just seize up. Electrocution is like future. Whatever. Green Mile.
It's like, well, whatever. Yeah.
Whatever.
My head's not gonna light on fire.
Marv took it like a champ. It didn't do anything to him.
He was spitting out blood.
That's the best you got, you son of a bitch. But I'm gonna go with McClane here. This one's something like that. Glass in your foot, man. You can't do shit. You can't do a fucking thing.
I'm gonna say McClane as well. But I think Martin had it worse when he got shotgunned in the chest, and then he went through glass.
That's true. But he didn't get cut though. And he had a vest on.
Well, that's still.
Oh no!
He got shot in the chest with a
He
shotgun.
should have been in a hot. He should have
Nearly
broke
point
all
blank.
of his ribs.
Yeah, it most likely should have.
Yeah.
And he went through glass as well.
Yeah.
And he kind of blacked out, and he jumped up and he's got his gun.
He almost
Oh,
shot.
I'm pissed
he
now,
almost
Raj.
shot Raj in the face. He's like, I'm on your side. I'm on your side.
That would have been some, huh? That would have been real. He just kills him right there.
Yeah.
Lethal Weapon.
Cut the black.
Crash
Crash.
the Black.
That would have been a first.
What the fuck movie was I watching? They never accomplished anything.
We said he was a lethal weapon.
You warned
You're a lethal
I warned you, Riggs. So yes, the winner and champion, McClane, John McClane, of the New York Police Department, who died in Russia.
We're
in an unmarked grave.
Camden or whatever. In the fourth one.
Is he a cop? I thought it was New York and still in the fourth one.
I think for some reason they're in Rutgers, and he's like cop in Camden.
Oh.
I think that it changes.
Like a rent-a-cop?
God, what the
I don't know. I'll have to look into that, but I could have
boy.
swore that was the case. Which kind of
That's
I
when you
remember
knew the movie
seeing
was
it. I
going
think I was
bad.
watching the theater, and I was like, "Did they mess that up?"
You know what's funny? I'm not even surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they fucked that up.
That's how some people are, you know.
I just swear to God. Well, this is the end of our little bonus cast. Does Justin, you want to say anything to the viewers who've followed us for a year?
Yeah. If any of you are attractive and want to have a good time, and a female.
Here's his address and phone number. He's a Scorpio.
But thank you, and you know, I appreciate it in the comments as well when people make comments, and I like it more when people are against me, hate what I say. I guess it's just a fetish of some sort. I don't know.
I've been getting yelled at from long.
Tell me how much you hate me. Tell me.
I've been
tell me how much you want.
I've been getting yelled at for Longmire for about a month.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. People are like, you don't know shit about
People
shit.
from Wyoming are trying to kill me. I don't know.
Yeah. Remember I told you that? It's like, hey, did you post that review on the IMDb boards? Because people are shredding you about it.
And I'm like, what? Oh, let me look. Oh my
It's
God.
like, what? I was like, who's Mr. Draco? I was like, okay, it has to be you.
Yeah. I'm reading the comments. I'm like, oh, okay. I guess
It's like, these people really hate what I had to
they
say.
really like Longmire. I didn't know the fan base was that rabid. Apparently, I thought Wyoming.
Yeah, the 5 people that are watching
The
it.
entire population of Wyoming is pissed at me. Literally, it's like 8 people.
It's like, it has to be a black guy saying this.
It's gotta be. Matt, do you have anything to say to our viewers of the site and listeners to the podcast about our 1 year on the inner space anniversary?
Yeah, thanks, and we're trying to put out good product out there for everybody to read.
We always
and,
put out. We always put out.
Yeah, we always put out on the first review.
We're a cheap date.
We are. We'll write something. You show up to the house.
I asked first.
I'll get in line. It's not a big deal. You know?
Get in the back.
Hey, but no fat shit.
No fat, hey. They need love too, man. Hey, fat chicks. Don't worry, I got you.
Okay. Well,
All right.
You can jump on the brown
I'll handle
brother
your
over here.
lightweights.
The 2 white guys aren't having
I'll
it.
handle your heavyweights.
DJ's always one to take one for
I'll
the
take
team.
one for the team.
No, but in honesty, thanks for people who look at the site, read the reviews, and occasionally leave a comment or download the podcast to listen on their way to work or running or
from police
during sex or,
running from the law.
Yeah, if you're running from the law, you're listening to the Simplistic Reviews Podcast.
Taking a shit.
Yeah, taking a dump. Whatever you want to do, hearing our voice or whatever. If our voice helps you get off, or yeah, we appreciate it.
It's getting dirty all of a sudden.
It is.
It's always bad.
It always comes back to that.
It always comes back to getting off. I like to just echo you guys' statement. Reason why I did this because we do this whether we're recording ourselves or writing stuff or not. We talk about movies all the time, and this is just a really fun outlet for us to do it. And it's been fun from beginning to now. I have more fun. I'm at work, and all I'm thinking about is this podcast. It's like making sure it's correct, and I got the questions correctly, and I'm getting. That's all I mean, because I have so much fun doing it, and I have fun. Even the people in Wyoming wanted to kill me. Their comments are very, very, very funny. I'm like, but I
you fucking losers.
And I think since we started this site, I think we've all even started to watch more stuff that I probably wouldn't have watched. There's no way in hell I'm watching Olympus Has Fallen. Unless I was working on this website.
Not on your own.
But there's
not by accident.
But there's no chance in hell I'm watching After Earth or not After Earth, After Another Earth or some of the other Utopia or Orphan Black. I wouldn't watch those.
There have been some of those horror movies.
Yeah. Kill List. I wouldn't watch any of those. without this website because I'd have no reason to. But this website gives me an opportunity to see other things and hang out with my friends and do cool stuff. And you guys seem to enjoy it. I'm happy. I'm glad.
And let me say as well, I appreciate both of you guys doing this with me.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, no, of course, man. It's a lot of fun.
Not to get emotional because I'm a man. I'm not a pussy.
Hey, you're not.
I eat pancakes.
I
eat many pancakes.
Be an 80s
and I chop
man.
trees down with my hands.
80s men are sensitive. 80s men are sensitive.
That's why I cry at night. But you know, a lot of work.
He's a millennial man.
He's a millennial man. But no,
Sure.
it's all.
But I appreciate it because it lets me. It's really the only thing I got looking forward to anymore.
Jesus, this is getting like serious now.
To do it, yeah. No cry. And I said I wasn't going to cry. And and for spending time because we all have jobs and everything, and this is kind of doing it for free, so it's not like we're making anything for it.
Yeah,
so
we need to make some
time.
goddamn money off this site now.
But
send us money, please.
all the editing you guys do, and DJ working and killing it. And I know before you had that one day where everything crashed on you, and you
I was freaking out
having
like
a bit of a late night on that
I
one.
freaked like a little
So,
girl. Like, oh my God!
I appreciate it.
No problem. I was freaking out like a little girl. One day I think it was the April podcast. All my audio got deleted, and I'm like, I'm texting Justin. I'm fucked. And Justin talking.
Well, I mean, to be honest, like when you say stuff like that, and like we don't take this all that serious, but I mean it means something to all of us in a certain way. So, and I mean it's like we got like good little bond going on between the three of us. We all like the same things, and we could talk back and forth and have opinions that don't always agree, but we can go into long-winded tangents and maybe come to some common ground at some point. So
I'll just say Peter Weller is all I'll say.
Peter Weller. Yeah, Peter Weller is what brought us together here. And that's what's important.
That's what's important. So we're going to be back probably next week. We're going to start recording podcasts again regularly. We took a little time out, but we're going to be back regular, talking movies, talking TV, talking Amanda Bynes.
Talking about your mama.
So for Justin Polizzi and Matthew Stewart, I'm DJ Valentine. Happy anniversary. Liquor.
Cue champagne.
Cue champagne.
Like a party horn.
Cue noises.
Yeah, popping bottles.
Popping bottles.
For all of us here at Simplistic Reviews, thank you for a terrific year. Happy anniversary. Now let's pop some bottles and get loose up in this bitch. I'm not gonna stop drinking till I'm slurring like Russell Brand. Yeah. British bad boy Bond.